Number 9. Crabs Alamode. Now, this one is my favorite Season 5 episode, and one of my favorite winter-themed episodes of any show ever. Why? Well, there are so many things I can say about this episode. Like, for example, when they get to the Krusty Krab, completely frozen, it becomes an absolutely awesome winter wonderland once they get inside. Like, everything completely frozen looks absolutely great. And also, I never noticed this when I was a kid, but if you look on the ice, they actually show some of the characters' shadows, which is just unbelievably cool, man. Like, it's so cool. And there's no bad ending. I know, right? Literally, it ends with the Krusty Krab becoming a big swimming pool. And everyone is in character in this episode, including Plankton, in which he was responsible for freezing the entire Krusty Krab. Like, oh man, so much of this episode is just absolutely right. Everyone has talked about it to death, and that is why Crabs Alamode is my 9th favorite episode of the whole show. Number 8. A tie between Christmas Who and It's a SpongeBob Christmas. Now, I put these two episodes together because, well, they both share one thing in common. They are both funny. They both show the Christmas spirit very well. They're both heartwarming, and and also, the songs are absolutely perfect. Like, both of these specials do everything right. From Squidward acting like Scrooge in Christmas Who and redeeming himself in the end, and It's a SpongeBob Christmas having stop motion instead of 2D animation. Like, that really blew my mind when I was a kid. Like, when I first saw this episode for the first time, it literally blew my mind how they switched over from 2D animation to stop motion. Like, holy crap. And it includes my favorite SpongeBob Christmas song, which is Don't Be a Jerk, It's Christmas. Like, yeah, everything about these episodes are great. Both of them capture the Christmas spirit very well, and I recommend watching these two specials because, yeah, they're really, really good. And I just reviewed 3 episodes in a very fast amount of time, which is weird, but I don't know. And I've kind of stuttered a few times, but whatever. Everyone has talked about some of these episodes to death, so let's just continue. Number 7. SB129. Now this is a very weird episode, and it is the first episode to ever star Squidward in a full role. Now, in this episode, well, if you don't know, after being fed up with SpongeBob and Patrick for the final time, Squidward decides to hide at the Krusty Krab so he can play his clarinet in peace. However, he gets stuck in the freezer. And he gets stuck in the freezer for a good reason because, well, you shouldn't stay stuck in the freezer for too long. And he ends up getting frozen. And when he thaws out, he's in the future. But he doesn't want to stay in the future, and he wants to go home. So he goes into a time machine and goes into a time-traveling odyssey. Now, this is as I said, this episode is very, very weird. But it's weird in a good way. Like Squidward saying future. Oh my god, that was funny. And Spongetron, Patron, oh my and seeing SpongeGar and Patar in this episode, or as they go by, Primitive Sponge and Pat, yeah, they're good too. And Squidward being in this weird space where he's just alone, oh man. Oh boy, boy, this episode is very weird, but funny and awesome at the same time. And if you're looking for a time travel episode, this one is the way to go. I recommend this episode, and it will definitely be a very weird experience, but it will also be a historically funny experience.